Good morning, boys and girls. I hope everyone's having a great day. It's Miss Lauren here, and I thought I'd hop on for those of you that weren't able to make our afternoon Zoom meeting yesterday to talk a little bit about planting and gardening. Last week, me and my kids planted 4 flower seeds, so we're going to be keeping track of them. And a little later, I'm going to post another video that'll show you what our plants look like now, and I'm going to take you on a tour of our garden where we planted lots of fruits and vegetables, mostly vegetables actually, and some herbs. But first, I thought we could read a story about planting. So I'm going to share my screen with everybody, and I'm going to pull up my book called Planting the Wild. The farmer and her boy plant their garden. They drop seeds, tiny, fat, round, and oval, into the earth. From these seeds, pumpkins and peas, carrots and cabbages will grow. In the wild meadow garden, many seeds are planted too, but not by farmers' hands. The wind scatters seeds. It spills them and spins them and sweeps them up into the sunlight and out across the fields. Waves of black and gold dip into the meadow. The flock of goldfinches bobbles and sways. Some thistle seeds float to the earth. Others are strewn across the meadow in droppings. Under the afternoon sun, the pods of the Scotch broom grow hot and dry. Snap, snap, out pop their seeds like popcorn from a pan. They land here and there and snap over there where they will have more room to grow. Plip plop, the rain patters on dusty leaves. Raindrops splash and splatter the dry earth, washing seeds to new places in the meadow. The stream carries seeds too. Gulp, gulp. Minnows dine on some. Others lodge along the bank. Next spring, new pussy willow shoots will poke up through the mud. Hidden in the tall weeds, a rabbit nibbles a stalk of yarrow. Now a nibble of grass. Nibble, nibble, hop, hop. Another seed falls to the ground. A hungry shadow watches. She slips past the tangle of cockleburs. She creeps through the Queen Anne's lace. Seeds catch on her thick fur. They hook onto her white-tipped tail and jump, fly off everywhere. In the summer moonlight, 1, 2, 3, 4 masked faces, 4 ringed tails, a family of raccoons feast on blackberries. Chomp, chomp, chomp. When they amble home again, bits of berries and seeds go with them. Next spring, new prickly canes will pop up everywhere. Thump, bump, an acorn falls, then another. Quick, quick! The squirrel buries both and hunts for more. When winters come, scratch, 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 down through the snow he digs. One fat acorn, then another. Plenty of food to last till spring. Some nuts are lost, but few are wasted. This great oak tree grew from an acorn buried many years ago. Stump, stump. People help plant the meadow too. Seeds travel on muddy boots. Hitchhike on sweaters, snag on socks, and whoosh, sail on a puff of breath. Seed by seed, we planted this wild meadow garden. Wind and water, birds and animals, plants and people. All of us together. The end. That was a great book, wasn't it, boys and girls? I thought we could read one more book as well. I just have to find which one it was. Was it Too Many Pumpkins? Let's see. Nope, that wasn't it. I'm going to stop this, pause, stop that one. There you go. All right. All right, boys and girls. Now that we talked about how we can plant flowers and trees, one moment, Jack. I thought we could read about gardening with our vegetables. So I'm going to share my screen with you in just 1 minute, and we're going to read another book, and then I'm going to take you on a little tour of our gardens and show you the plants that we planted. All right, boys and girls, the last book we're going to read today is called One Watermelon Seed. Mark and Josephine planted a garden. They planted one watermelon seed and it grew. They planted 2 pumpkin seeds and they grew. Max planted 3 eggplants and they grew. Josephine planted 4 pepper seeds and they grew. Then she planted 5 tomato plants and they grew. Max planted 6 blueberry bushes and they grew. And 7 strawberry plants and they grew. Josephine planted 8 bean seeds and they grew. And 9 seed potatoes and they grew. They planted 10 corn seeds and they grew. The rain fell and the sun shone. The seeds and the leaves, the stalks and the vines grew and grew and grew. Max and Josephine weeded and watered and waited. One day they looked at their garden and saw there was plenty to pick. So they picked 10 watermelons, big and green, and 20 pumpkins, glowing orange. Max picked 30 eggplants, dark and purple, and 40 peppers, shiny yellow. They picked 50 tomatoes, plump and juicy, and 60 blueberries, small and round. Josephine picked 7 strawberries, sweet and red, 70 strawberries, excuse me. Max picked 80 string beans, thin and crisp. Josephine dug 90 potatoes, knobby and brown, and they picked 100 ears of corn. It was not ordinary corn. Max and Josephine saved it for cold winter nights when the garden was covered with snow. Then they turned it into hundreds and thousands of big, white, crunchy puffs because that corn was popcorn. Let's look inside the garden fruits and vegetables. We have a watermelon, a purple eggplant, a red tomato, some yellow beans, red strawberries, orange pumpkin, yellow pepper, blue blueberry, brown potato, and yellow corn. Now, if you would like, you can go out into your garden or your backyard and see if you can find some of these garden creatures. We have lots of caterpillars in our garden, and we have some hummingbirds that come to visit us at our hummingbird feeder. We have a robin who comes by and some orioles too. And I know we have some earthworms that are helping to make our soil even better. All right, boys and girls. So I'm going to stop this video in just a minute, but first, I wanted to also show you one of the crafts that I thought we could do for this week. Me and my children are going to do it so that we can have beautiful little markers in our garden. So right now, after this video ends, I'm going to make another one and show you our garden. And once we've finished painting our project, you'll be able to see it. I'll post a picture of how our garden looks once we put our markers in. But first, I wanted to share this with everybody. Over here, we're going to make different rocks. We're going to paint them, and then we're either going to draw fruits and veggies, pictures of them on our rocks, or we're going to write the names of them on there. And then you can also do it with your herbs if you have any. So if you would like, you guys can join and follow along with us. I'm going to stop sharing. All right, we're still recording. Perfect. So boys and girls, I'm going to go switch to another camera so that I can show you our garden and we can catch up and see how my seeds that we planted last week, they're not really doing anything yet, but my fingers are crossed that something's going to pop up soon. So I will see you in just a couple minutes.